CES is where tech companies show what they can build, not what most of us actually end up living with. Maybe we end up living with a new version of that thing, or maybe we find it just doesn't fit into our life at all. I mean, every year there's flying cars, there's humanoid robots, both of which aren't quite there yet and we can't quite afford yet. There's also like screens, so many screens that are just like feel like bright suns trying to burn into the retinas of our eyes. But buried under all of that like really impressive, powerful noise are a few quiet trends which actually stick. Today we're going to talk about 5 of those, which I think we can look forward to in the coming year. All right, so the first trend that we saw at CES, and we've kind of been seeing coming along, is that screens are actually getting softer, not sharper. What does that mean? So for years, tech has chased brighter, sharper, more vibrant, right? And I still think it is in a way, especially for something like gaming. But I don't think this is something that we all actually want to like live with. We don't want to be sitting in front of a blue light, blindingly bright and crisp and sharp screen all the time. And a lot of us are on screens all the time. We're starting to now see like the correction of those screens that we live with all the time. Matte finishes, paper-like displays, e-ink displays, better eye comfort, right? So not flashy, but livable. And I think if we had our way, we would have a screen that's very easy on our eyes, almost like a newspaper or magazine, but still able to be vibrant, right? Like have the good color space. A lot of times with e-ink devices specifically, the color ones, people want more vibrant. They want it to be not so dull. But at the end of the day, what we're chasing here is that comfort. We want to be able to look at these screens because we're required to in a way. We've grown to be sort of addicted to them, but we're also required to for our jobs and whatnot. We want to be able to look at them all day and not have so much fatigue. So I think this one is huge, and I think companies that are seeking to sort of rectify this are going to win. Trend number 2 is we're really starting to see smart glasses enter the market in a way that we can sort of grasp, right? So instead of seeing maybe what we thought smart glasses would be, which is just a do-it-all heads-up display on our face, we're starting to see lanes emerge, 3 of them to be precise, which we'll actually talk about in our next video. This tech is just starting to mature. I think we're seeing different use cases for professions, for entertainment, all that kind of stuff. We here actually hold our meetings in virtual reality, which is super fun. So while I'm sort of on board with the smart glasses movement, I have some other thoughts. We'll get to that in the next video of the series. Trend number 3 is that AI seems to be disappearing into the background. So, which I think is kind of like, it was always the goal, right? Like when AI like blew up, and it did blow up, it kind of makes you wonder if like the smart people of the world or the powerful people of the world got together and was like, time for AI. I don't know. Anyway, it was all about AI everything, AI integration, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, and I'm seeing now that like things, it used to be like the biggest selling feature, like now with AI, or we just added AI. And I feel like stuff is just going to have AI in it now, and it's just going to be quieter and more helpful and in the background. If something doesn't have AI, it might be ancient or something. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about AI, but this is something that I'm seeing. And I think the best AI at CES didn't like demand attention. If you really think about it, the tech that lasts rarely screams at you. It whispers, or it doesn't make a sound at all. 6 months later, you're glad it's still here, even if you forget that it's still here. And maybe that's the point. Number 4, hardware with restraint is actually winning. What do I mean by that? I feel like I talk about this a lot in my videos because I feel like it's such a big topic right now. Devices that do everything and all things are so overwhelming and potentially, probably, science has shown, bad for us. So products that have fewer apps and have more focus and intentionality, think e-ink devices, dumb phones, even like single-use devices like an iPod that plays your music, but a newer version of that. Fewer dashboards, things that just work in a focused environment are things people are really looking forward to. So finding those products is really a lot of what we talk about on this channel, but I think it's what a lot of people are looking for. And it just makes living with tech easier when you have a better focused relationship with individual devices. Trend number 5 is home tech is calming down in a way. I think we all still really like the idea, if you're a tech nerd like me, where our homes can be fully automated, where there can be less friction, where a robot at some point does my laundry, right? But that doesn't mean walking into your home and just having so much technology just blaring in your face. So whether that's an e-ink picture frame that only really shows its technology when you're changing out the picture, or robot vacuums that do everything themselves, are quieter and efficiently, and can even work while you're sleeping at night. We're sort of after like tech that fades away after the initial setup process. You set it up, it does its thing, it does it well, it does it consistently, it does it out of the way, it does it quietly. I think that's huge. So trend number 6, design is becoming a trust signal. Now, I think this has just kind of been a thing, like industrial design, especially as that has sort of married with like the functionality of technology. But for me personally, when I see like an ad that gets shown to me for a coffee machine or something, if it looks well designed, that is what catches my attention first. And I think that even goes into like marketing materials. Like if I go to their website and it's a really nice website, maybe it has a cool brand image, like I am quick to be interested in that product, and it might not even work well, right? So you do have to be careful in that aspect. But I have found the companies that are creating technology or tech forward products that really care about the design language and how it like speaks on its own and stands on its own are the ones that are really making something special. And I know that like design and art comes down to like personal preference and it's all subjective, but I think it's a good signal that something is designed intentionally if it's designed intentionally design-wise. So that's gonna do it for this video. 5 things I think we can look forward to in the new year that came out of CES. Trends, things that people, consumers, tend to be leaning towards. Now, if you want to see one of those trends broken down fully, make sure to subscribe to this channel. In the next video of this series, I'll be talking all about smart glasses, the 3 lanes that they're splitting into, which ones I think are going to win, which ones I think not so much, and just talk about the idea of smart glasses in general. It's a big topic, so subscribe for that. On this channel, we talk about tech and products that marry form and function. We help you discover products that are well made and intentionally considered, which helps us to build calmer, more focused lives. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe. Like this video for more like it. Watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. And we'll see you all in the next one.